Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is week 3, January 15th through January 21st, weekly wrap up. So, last week was interesting since I got to do all of the paperwork that I had to do. If you saw last week's and, well, you haven't seen this week's vlog yet, but I filled out paperwork for the new job that I'm supposed to be having, right? It was long. It was crazy. I had to go get a TV done and to make sure that I didn't have any diseases. It was great. It's great. It's great. And finished all that up today as I'm taping, after I'm taping this, or before I'm taping this after I did that. Yeah. So 48 hours, I'll be getting a call as long as I'm cleared. Of course I'm gonna be cleared, but for my starting date. Yay! Yeah, I'm super excited. Then I also learned that other people that work for the same place took them many more years. Like, I've been applying for this position, well, not for this specific position, but a position within this company for the last 3 years. People were like, oh, it took me 5. You should apply every single day for every single job that you could possibly find. I'm like, oh my God. But if it's anything like the government, then now that I'm in the system, once I start this date and stuff like that, if for some reason the job of water safety instructor doesn't work out, which I'm getting even more excited to do this because dealing with young minds and keeping them safe in the water, I think is going to be like a great fit for me. I think I'm going to really enjoy it. And I think I might find like this new love like for it. Yeah, definitely. So there's that. Kiddo just did swim practice. And it's like the last week of his quarter and things like that for school. So I've been like having to pressure him about making sure all his work is done, things like that. Then Hubby once again finds this find of this right here. It is a 10 by 10 tent. And you guys will never guess how much he paid for this. 10 by 10 freaking tent with a rolling bag, all kinds of things. See, we use this during the summertime for summer meets and things like that. If you are a swim parent or know anything about swim during the summertime, you tent and you have to be out in the shade because outdoor pools, things like that, right? Brah paid 76 cents for this. 76. That was like a 92% discount, I believe it was. Once again, he scores. Yeah. Very interesting. Last week's reading was interesting as well. So let's jump into that. I think I'm going to switch sides, I hope. So last week's read started off, and actually, this is a little bit out of order. I started the weekend off by reading Kindred. I didn't actually finish it until the end of the week because, woo, we're about to get into it. So, Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This is placed in sci-fi. However, I would place it in historical fiction. Wowzer. There is a time travel element to it, but giving it 3 stars, giving it 0 Steam fans. Had it as an audiobook. This is a Black author. There are content warnings. Oh my gosh, I'm sure I'm going to miss some of them, but the main one is slavery, antebellum freaking era. So this character, Dana, travels back from 1976 to 1800s. I think it was like 1815 the first time, and then starts, you know, in intervals from there. But 1800s, slavery time. So It was rough. It was rough. Wow. Like, wow. And Dana is a Black female, and she has some ties to the antebellum South Maryland, because Maryland technically is below the Mason-Dixon line and is considered part of the South. Living there, yeah. Even in the 2000s. Whew. But Dana's a Black woman. She's married to a Black man named Kevin, and she gets pulled back to the 1800s by this little white boy named Rufus. Let's just say the N-word. And I listened to this as an audiobook. So if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know that my insides were just, I was on fire for this. Like, and not in a good way. Like, I don't even, I'm like, I read this because I wanted to watch the show. I'm also getting told that the show is more of an adaptation of the book. But I didn't understand the book. So maybe the overall messaging went over my head, things like that. But this just feels like a lot of fucking trauma. A lot of trauma. Whew. A lot of trauma that I didn't need to endure myself. So as much as I want to watch the show, I want to watch the show, but I don't know that I want to put myself through that trauma. Like, I haven't watched Antebellum. I will not be like, I mean, it's on Apple TV, so it doesn't even matter. But the new Will Smith slavery movie, not watching that. Django Unchained, have never watched that, have not wanted to watch that. Yeah. Needless to say, this was a traumatic read for me, and I didn't get it. And yeah, no. So there's also rape, sexual assault, abuse, racial slurs. Like I said, the N-word is filled because that's what was said. The word was used in the 1800s. And people in now, present, want to use that word. Different topic, different discussion. So let's go on to the rest of the week, because next I read Just Like Heaven, which is Star-Crossed Duet #1 by Trilina Pucci. This is a dark YA romance, revenge sort of romance. It is a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet set in high school and kind of updated. So I'm giving it 3.5 stars, giving it 3.5 Steam fans. Had it as an ebook. This is a Black author, and there are content warnings for virginity, for privilege, for societal differences, or whatchamacallit, bad boy, like wrong side of the track type thing, drugs, mafia type feeling, violence is included in this. So we have Sutton, who is the daughter of a senator and is like the princess of their town and their school and things like that. She's somewhat thrown into a possible arranged marriage situation, or at least the buildings of an arranged marriage, because the senator wants to have this like squeaky clean image, and pairing with this other family is going to, you know, solidify things and make things better, blah 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 blah. Then we have Calder, who is the son of the major drug dealer that is moving back into town. And the two of them have like this connection, but then he's told that he has to not be with her, things like that. So there are a lot of content warnings for this. Like I said, there's drugs, the mafia. The other big one was suicide. Trilina does address this after the story is done. I don't remember if it's in the beginning content warnings or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, I was just like, I kind of wish that this was set in a heist or in college. That's what I meant. That's what I was going for. As older, mature people, but it is set in high school in a privileged Catholic school, as a matter of fact. And I was just like, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It did feel very reimagined of the I believe it's Lars, Romeo and Juliet, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, that one. So if you enjoyed that, you may enjoy this. But like I said, even though I can feel that parallel for reimagining and kind of inspiration drawn from that, I wish it had been aged up, like they had been older, the two characters. It felt very immature. The next book that I finished was Trent, Across the Aisle, #1 by Xyla Turner. This is an interracial political romance. And with all the talk for that new release that's coming out, yeah, I read this one, giving it 3.5 stars, giving it 3.5. Steam fans had this as an ebook through KU. This is a Black author. There is content warnings for child sexual assault, childhood abuse, BDSM, what else? Different political views on different sides, sex work, and sexual fetishes. And I think there may have been a couple of other ones, but you can check out my Goodreads review for that list because I put them over there. But we have Bernadette, also known as Dottie, who works for this escort company, and she wants to kind of step her toe into the other side of being an escort and actually taking on a big client. And she ends up meeting Trent. Trent is, we learn, is a senator. He has some particular taste when it comes to what he likes as an escort, and that could possibly be due to trauma that he has had in his childhood. So we go along with the two of them. The beginning of this was, it almost made me put it down because Bernadette isn't necessarily, a full-fledged Democrat, but she most definitely is like, there are injustices being done to my people because she's a Black female. And when you associate yourself with a party, i.e. the Republican Party, which Trent ends up being revealed as being part of the Republican Party, you associate yourself with racism. And that was the discussion throughout the book. Xyla ends up doing a really interesting job. And she doesn't make light of the fact that they are both on different sides of the aisle and the work that needs to be done for them to come together. So I felt was acceptable, I guess you could say. I know people are you're either going to enjoy the story or be very much on the other side of, no, there's never a way for a Democrat and a Republican to come together. So there's that. I overall enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the books in the series, but it was it took a little bit to get through. So the next book that I finished was Ignite, which is Cloverleaf Farms' Next Generation #1 by Melanie Harlow, placing this in contemporary, giving it 3 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans. Had it as an ebook through KU. This is a firefighter romance, single dad, small town. So we have Dex, who is a former Navy SEAL, got discharged because of injuries, went back to town, I want to say, or moved to the small town that he was from, where his family is and things like that. And he gets his daughters 2 days of the week or whatever. Ends up buying a condo next to this sunshine of a woman named Winnie. She's 22. Forgot about that. This is the age gap as well. The two of them have a bit of an attraction. There's some mishaps that end up happening where they are kind of lean into their attraction, and then they become friends with benefits. And then that friends with benefits situation ends up turning into a love situation. But both of them are a little assholes. So Winnie is immature in her always like falling in love. She's 22. I'm like, how many times have you been in love for you to be making... She made like a bet with her friend that she wouldn't fall in love until after Christmas or something or another, or she would do this thing. And that was kind of annoying that we always heard about this thing. You're going to make me do this thing. I'm not going to lose the bet, so I'm not going to have to do this thing. And then we don't find out what the thing is until the epilogue. And I was just like... And then the thing isn't even that like big. It's very underwhelming. But Dax is like an asshole throughout this entire story. I didn't find him like the good grumpy. He was the like asshole grumpy. He makes his ex-wife out to be like this bad person. I would have to definitely agree with some of the reviews that I ended up reading that the kids in this story made this story. So there is that. I'm not even sure that I'm going to finish reading the series. I mean, I kind of want to because everyone is raving about the 4th book, but if the other 3 books are this painful, or if the other 2 books in between that 4th book to get there is this painful, I'm just like... I mean, like, things ended up happening and I was just like, but why? Why is that happening? Why? Okay. I guess. It just felt weird. The next book that I finished was The Woman He Wanted by K. Alex Walker, placing this in romantic suspense, contemporary mystery. Yes, I'm labeling it as all 3 because giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 3.5 Steam fans. Had this as an ebook through KU. This is a Black author. There are content warnings for childhood trauma, for alcoholism, for suicide, for murder, mystery, spirituality and spirits, childhood illness. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. So we have Kaylin, who is a workaholic doctor at this hospital, and he goes into like a Starbucks, the cafe, and sees this woman, Bailey, and he loses his damn mind. Instant love at first sight, but he doesn't call it love at first sight because he wants to befriend her and get to know her, but he is tongue-tied whenever he sees her. There is just this pull that is like no other. He is very well off, even though he is a doctor, but he's also a workaholic. He has some family dynamic issues where his brother is a bit of an alcoholic, so he's dealing with that and having that family dynamic going on. Bailey is a woman that is working in Starbucks. She wants to do something more, but at the same time, she's not exactly sure what she wants to do. Her family dynamics are tumultuous as well. She has a mother that doesn't want to acknowledge her, even though she's the firstborn. She has a father that ends up falling sick, but the mother is like, we don't care about you. We don't care about what you want. Things like that. And it's just like, ooh, this mother was just like, oh, all kinds of wrong, and just, ooh, I did not like the mother. Did not like the mother. So when Bailey mysteriously has this house in Barbados willed to her or given to her, and she has to go down and do some paperwork, some spiritual things end up happening. And you're dealing with mental health as well. Is it a mental health breakdown, or is it something else? The two, Bailey and Kaylin, have to like sort of work through, is it a mental health breakdown, or is it something else going on? And I was along for the ride. I was along for this ride. The way that the spirituality of what was going on in this story was woven in, I was just like, wow, edge of my seat. I was enthralled with this book, and I was like, ooh, yay. And then I finally put together that this doctor, Kaylin, is one of the doctor friends from Fated. And I was just like, oh, I mean, I knew that it was part of like a series, but this book is what you really call being part of a standalone series, because you most definitely do not need to read Fated to understand what's going on in this one. And when that connection is made, you're just like, okay, I understand now. And I love that little Easter egg. Loved it. The next book that I finished reading was Play to Win by Southern Gentleman, #1 by Janice Dixon. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Giving it 3.5 stars, giving it 2.5 Steam fans. Had this as an ebook through KU. This is a Black author. Content warnings for family dynamics, for I believe it's childhood. Oh no, other woman, other man drama, baby daddy drama, emotional abuse. And so we have Kamal, who is dealing with his family. His family calls him back to Houston or Dallas or Houston, one of the two, to help with their family restaurant that the mother of the story, his mother, is wanting to kind of retire. And Kamal has some childhood issues. When he was younger, he's the oldest of a whole bunch of family. And when his mother and his father divorced, Kamal was kind of put in that position of being the man of the house. This is a Black love story, just to let you know. And I was here for this. I was here for this story. As a matter of fact, I did a whole TikTok of it. Here we go.
All right, so I know you guys are interested in the blog for this book, so we're going to do a little bit of a recap. Jada and Brett are married? I thought they were just playing house and with a kid and an engagement ring. Since when are they married? What? Oh my God, come on, okay, we get it. You don't like your daddy and you want to call him P. You feel so wrong. And we're just now doing some high school makeout session, and you want to throw a tantrum because your daddy want to have a talk with you? What girl, what? No, that's bullcrap. All right, I finished, but I have so many questions, but still looking forward to reading about the memories.
So those are my in real-time thoughts. I legit did like little clips. It was more of a the first couple were more like a recap because I was going through those emotions as I was reading the book, but then I was like, oh, maybe I should clip this and put this on TikTok and see what you guys think. And after I did it, it was like, okay, you guys enjoyed that. So I may have to do more of those over there. But yeah, I went through it. With this book. But in the end, I didn't even tell you who our Jada is our female character. She is a mom to this sweet baby girl. Oh, she's so just oh, so sweet. But she also is the fiance of a douchebag ex football player as well. Kamal is now a like big time investment guy. They end up meeting at the restaurant because Jada goes down to visit her best friend for some beauty influencer meetings to possibly do some brand deals and things like that. I really enjoy that aspect. I'm not usually big on enjoying influencer type talk, but the way that this was discussed was like, okay, this is really, really interesting. So it seems like Janice Dixon either really did her research on influencing, or she has the background in influencing on YouTube. So I really felt that. But Kamal and Jada end up meeting and they have attraction, but at the same time, they're like, we can't, overstep that. She's rocking this big ass ring. So Kamal thinks that she's married. But they end up having this friendship when Jada ends up going back to LA to surprise that douchebag baby daddy. She finds out that he's a douchebag. He's a douchebag. Yep. Mm-hmm. He is a douchebag, full-fledged douchebag. And Kamal happens to be there. Whisks her away, helps her to get back to her best friend, and they kind of start not a new life together, but she starts getting back on her feet. But she's also folded into the Montgomery family, which is Kamal's family, because his mother had to do the single parent thing with a kid and starting over and, really digging in and finding herself. So yeah, there were some really good things going on, but then there were some really like frustrating things that also happened. That the whole third act breakup was just like, I wanted to throw hands at our characters. And I was just like, no, not today. So I finished the week off by reading a couple cookbooks, which were just super fun. I got Mac and Cheese Please by Laura Werlin, I believe it was, during my library haul. There's 50 super cheesy recipes, although I'm only giving it 2 stars. There weren't enough pictures within this recipe book to make me or encourage me to possibly do any of them, because I didn't get to see any finished products for these supposedly inspirational, different mac and cheese. The only pictures were of regular mac and cheese. And I was just like, okay, this doesn't make me want to try anything. Then I read Hot Diggity Dog by Eliza Cross. This is 65 great recipes for brats, hot dogs, and sausages. I am giving this one 4 stars. I am definitely thinking about getting this one as a personal copy, going out and buying it because I got it from the library as well. This one had so many yummy looking recipes in it. It was like, it didn't have a picture for every single recipe, but I would say about a good 50% of the recipes had pictures to show you what it's supposed to look like. And it made my mouth water. I was like, oh, yes. Bacon, cheese covered sausages and shells and sausage. Just so many. I was just like, oh, yes. This looks good. This looks so good. Matter of fact, hold up. Let me show you something. So first of all, right, you can see that, like, pictures, variety, right? Look at that. Right? That is what I am talking about. Oh, sausage, lasagna soup. Yes, please. So I am definitely thinking about getting this one a copy of this for myself because yes, and it's small and it's cute. So what am I currently reading? I am currently reading Surly Romance by Nia Authors. I received an art copy of Resilient Rain, which is Royal Reflections #2 by Aleatha Romig that comes out at the end of the month. Super excited for this. I also picked up Winter Winter Chicken Dinner from my library to check it out. The Obesity Code cookbook. I just kind of want it. It really kind of struck a interest when it says recipes to help you manage your insulin, lose weight, and improve your health, like that. And then I had to indulge on myself and get the delicious Disney Walt Disney World recipes, and it has stories in here as well. So I can't wait to check these out. Now, my criteria for like cookbooks is a lot different than my criteria for other books. So yeah, there's that. There is that. Alrighty. So let's close this out, right? First of all, February is upon us, and I put it out over on my TikTok. I'll probably do something for my Instagram, but definitely here, you guys know, if you have been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I have playlists. And as a matter of fact, I have a specific playlist for Black authors. Kennedy Ryan has her own playlist. And yeah, so if romance isn't your thing, then those playlists probably aren't going to help you. But then again, my channel probably won't help you. Yes, I read some things outside of the genre of romance, but for the most part, what you're going to find here is the romance. But February is upon us. If you are looking for ways to diversify your reading, which should be done all year long, not just in February, make sure you're checking out my monthly wrap-ups, because I go through and let you know every single Black authored book that I read for every single month. And I've been doing that for the last 2 years. You can check out the Blackout section of those videos, the monthly videos. Also, I highlight when it is a Black author throughout every single week. So recommendations are there. I am not doing videos anymore that aren't, just because I want to. So don't leave that question down in any of my videos. Oh my gosh. To find recommendations for Black authors. And just to let you know, my criteria for February is to uplift, support, and amplify Black authors. If they are writing romance, if they are writing mystery, if they are writing any other genre, if their characters are white, if they are multicultural, I'm going to uplift them. If they are Black love, I'm going to uplift them. The only criteria is that they are a Black author. Period. That is what you'll find here. And I'm not going to argue with you about that. So don't try and come my comments. That could be why I'm like losing people, but it is what it is. On that note, that's another thing. I know that I have done a semi-goals sort of video, and I've talked about it in a couple of my weekly videos, but the 2023 is going to be the year of me not worrying about the numbers. Yes, I'm still going to keep track of them, but if I lose all my followers, if I lose all my viewers, it is what it is. I know that I won't lose them all. I know that I have a handful of diehard supporters that I absolutely love, and you guys are amazing. I appreciate you so much, because I don't know how we telepathically like connect with each other. You guys know when to say the most perfect things in my comment sections. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it is, but y'all just know, you know when I am feeling down, and then you pop a comment in, and it makes me feel like, yep, this is why I do this. This is why I continue to make videos. This is why I continue to talk about books that I read, that I love, that I want more people to, read and consume. You guys do that for me, and I may not say it very often, but I thank you all so much, and I appreciate you. And yeah, there's that. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. My Let Me Introduce You series is down there. The holidays have been hectic for people, so I'm slowly trying to build that back up. We will see what happens. But yeah, there's that as well. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I appreciate you, and I will see you in another video.